That is one bait I cannot live without in the fall. That is a DT10 crankbait in that perfect 8 to 10 depth range that I'm really looking for a lot of smallmouth this time of year that are in fall transition holes. That is going to be my search bait that I want to go to right off the bat in the morning and get them going on a quick bite before I have to start working for them later on in the day. It's a nice fall 19.5-inch smallmouth right there. That is a beautiful one to start the day. Cranking. All right guys, that is the importance of starting early in the fall. May not seem like the bite is going to be great, especially when it's cold, but I can assure you I've been out on some very cold mornings and the bite has been fantastic right off the bat. So don't be afraid to get out there early, beat the other anglers to the ramp, beat the hunters out there, and then just get out there and pound them, because there is going to be a bite window and you want to be there for it. I don't know when it ends. It's going to be different in every single location, but you definitely want to at least be there in order to experience it. If the window doesn't open up one day, I can guarantee it'll open up another. There's fish breaking on the surface just right there. As I'm saying this, insane. That was a big fish. I don't know what that was though. And we're on again. Another nice fat smallie here to start it off. There's fish all around this break-in, so we're gonna go ahead and hurry up and get back in, keep throwing the crankbait. One of the 3 baits that I absolutely cannot live without in the fall. Cannot live without it. There was a bunch of bait over here too in the morning. As soon as I went through this little opening around 2 points, saw a huge bait ball. A pack of them here. They're already busting on the surface. That's my 4th one. Yeah, they're all right in here, so you might want to back up a little bit if you can. Cranking them non-stop, but now I feel like I gotta throw something that looks a little different. Good call. On with the jerk bait. Another bait in the fall, can't live without. Megabass X80 trick darter. Straight up killer in the river and current, good in open water like this. One of my favorite jerk baits by far. It gets down a little bit deeper than the Vision 110 normal. It's about the same, I think, as a Vision 10 plus 1, but another good fish on the jerk bait. Another good bait to switch to when the crankbait bite kind of slows down a little bit, show them something a little bit different, a little bit smaller, a little bit more finesse. Definitely don't go anywhere without this specific bait. This is Elegy Bone Color. And then there's another one, I think it's Wakasagi Flash or something like that. It's got a little purple, it's got a little orange, kind of reminds me of a perch. I'll throw that one, I'm not throwing this, but great way to start off of it and hit it from another angle. Saw my line go on that. That was cool. Watch your line, people. Oh yeah. Jerk bait. Oh. Oh. Came off. Tried to play him too long. On the long pause.
Long pause?
Long pause. The other ones weren't, but that one I just let sit there. That little patch of weeds right there.
Yeah.
That's where I've been catching a lot of them, but I see them on the graph over here too. It was like 2 cranks down. He swiped it. Got it in the side. The DT's doing work, man. DT10 just smashes them here. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's go. That's cool. Very colorful fish. That orange bottom. Wow, I never realized that my crankbait on the orange bottom, that's actually natural. Very cool fish. Doing the tactical bass and speed crank. I got it on an 8-speed reel. Burning it, pausing it.
They're gonna be so happy for you.
Fishing it in the back of a creek. Ate it right at the boat.
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
That's a little bigger. Maybe not. Hammering them. Hammer time. Sorry, Jeff. I just can't help myself. Thinking I should have thrown the glide in there. Some fish here. I'll see you. I'm coming for you. On the board with a fatty. I'm on. Saw them on the graph. Sniped them.
Behind you, right?
Yeah.
I saw a couple below right there too.
Yeah, I saw 3 over there.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the bottom.
There was one that was suspended like 5 feet off the ground.
Both that I
at him as I hooked up on this one.
sniped you, buddy, on the swimmy. I think we're gonna boat clip you even though you're a 19er. Here we go. Coming in. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. When you got a call in the closer, go to a swim bait less than 4 inches long. I like these X-Zone Swammers. This is a 3.5 inch. I normally don't throw it on this football head, spot remover instead, but I lost all but 2. So starting out with something a little bit different, but it worked. Went over these fish, sniped them, saw them on the bottom, and thought they wanted to eat. So here we go. Just dragging this. Once I felt the rock, I knew I was home. Then I knew I wasn't too far away from where those fish were sitting when I went over them. It's always so satisfying when you get that positive feedback when you think you see a fish down there. And then you catch them. In the fall, we usually have quite a bit of wind most days. It's just kind of unavoidable. So I like to use it to my advantage, especially when I'm throwing a small swim bait. I'll cast it out behind me, let it get to the bottom, and then just slowly let it drag. As the wind takes the kayak, I just have my hand on the rod. I'm feeling for those bumps on the bottom to feel that hard cover. And then I'm paying really close attention for a bite. Then I'm just gonna reel into it and set the hook. And I've caught a good amount of fish doing this just over the last couple days. And really every fall I like to do this. It's a good way to cover a lot of water and just make a very slow, subtle presentation along the bottom. And that's usually what I'm doing with swim baits this time of year. There are times where I'll pick a smaller swim bait and I'm swimming it through the middle of the column. But for the most part, I'm gonna let the jerk bait cover that because I'm able to pause the jerk bait and let it sit there in their face, and then along the bottom I'm going slow enough with some pops that the fish are following it, they see it pop and a jump or something, and that's when they usually hit it. It's usually right after I pop off some sort of hard cover. Not always, but usually. Come on now. I'd say he wanted that jerkbait pretty bad. That is in there deep. And I was jerking it too. He came for it. All right, he's good to go. One of the biggest reasons why I really rely heavily on the jerkbait this time of year is because you can vary the speed of the presentation down so drastically. So as the water gets colder, you can just let it sit there in front of their face. Just pause and then let it sit there. So the key is to fish in areas where you know there are fish. This time of year, you're really looking for spots. And once you find a spot, you can usually come back to it and it reloads, and you can come back to it day by day by day. But the bite is gonna be a little bit different each time. And so as it really slows down and the water gets cold, then you're gonna have to start pausing more. Then you're gonna have to think about how to get those fish to bite, because it's not gonna be as easy as it is today. In those scenarios, I do like using something that is a little more natural, a little smaller, and then just be patient, be patient. But luckily, today that's not the case. There we go. I'm not putting the moving baits down until I have to. I know where to drag, but I'd rather do this. Okay, thanks, guy. Jeff, you want to tell the folks in YouTube land what it's all about?
The pause. All about the pause.
Still a good cookie cutter.